Good evening and welcome to another edition of Tell the Truth and Shame the Devil. I'm Jenny Bernard, your host. As always, we wish you a great opportunity to be a part of this show today. Hey, tell a friend to tell a friend that Tell the Truth and Shame the Devil is on the air. We want you to know what we do here. We talk business, legal, social, whatever affects you in this community, we will talk about it. We got some news today here. Hey, a lot of things that I have learned today and you have learned, and we're going to talk about it. First of all, the school board has hired an attorney to appeal or try to reverse the decision that was made by the Shelby County Commissioner to make sure that the school board and the commissioner in 2026, next year, all be on the ballot. Some of the commissioners who only served 2 years will have to run for a full 4 year term. Well, this is how they waste our taxpayers' dollars. They sit on the board, they make this decision that benefit them on the school board and not you as the people who put them on the school board. In other words, the decision has been made that it will be in 2026 that they will run again. But it's more about them because some of them realize the six who also voted to get the lawyers to try to reverse the decision of the county commission are the ones that have voted to get rid of Dr. Fagan. And oh, we got a twist coming, and we're going to talk about that as well. It has been announced, and I have seen this today, and you probably have. Dr. Marie Fagan, former superintendent of the Memphis and Shelby County School Board, has announced that she's going to run for county mayor. And I would like to say, welcome, Mayor Dr. Marie Fagan. And we need to get behind her. And now I'll show you how common is. You know what they said? My grandmother used to say it best, what goes around, come around. But then they always used to say, karma is a bitch. Y'all understand? Y'all have heard that. That's right. They used to say that. And some of them still say that karma is a bitch, meaning that whatever you do can come back to you. And they used to say again, what goes around come around. And wouldn't it be something? Wouldn't it be nice if Dr. Marie Fagan became the mayor of Shelby County? Now, what do that mean, ladies and gentlemen? I'm kind of break it down a little bit to you. That means that the school board have to deal with Dr. Marie Fagan, the county commissioners, as it relates to their budget. Oh, how sweet it is if you would get up and go to the polls and vote for Dr. Marie Fagan. Now, I'm here just telling you what I feel and how I feel. The ultimate decision is yours. Let's go back and see how we got here in this position that we are in. And I'm going to always throw up this clown here that I talk about. And there's a reason that I talk about it. First of all, I want you to go to my Facebook page and I want you to subscribe. Uh, Please, sir, please, ma'am, if you will, subscribe to my Facebook page. And then after you do that, I want you to go over to MemphisRealTalk.com. Memphis Real Talk, that's one word, then .com. and then the website will pull up. And then I want you to go and look at what we are doing over there. And it's going to get better. We are putting things in place that we'll be able to bring you live interviews just like that. We'll be able to go live to whatever breaking news it is as it relates to the city council, the county commission, state or national level. We are up in our game on this website, as we call MemphisRealTalk.com. And we will be able to bring it to you live as we're doing this show right now to you. But you see this clown right here that's sitting up here cares nothing about you. I told you that on yesterday. I'm talking about this clown, this buffoon, this individual here that don't know who he is or she is, in my opinion. Yes, it's good that she or he are about to leave and no longer be uh, a county mayor. You took him, this clown, from the city hall to the state senate and to the county commission. I mean, mayor of Shelby County. And now you realize he made all of these steps before you realize that this individual is a clown. I realized it a long time ago, and I never voted for him, even if I could. I never voted for him. There's just certain people that set off a certain vibe with me politically that I will not deal with by any means necessary. And this clown here that's on the Facebook page right now that you are looking at, that is none other than uh, Clown, a mayor. And I really digress as it relates to wanting to call him a mayor because he's a joke. Uh, I had to take him to court to get a injunction for him attacking me and my business. And I'll tell you later on about that because I'm going to do a show about him as a joke and tell you where I stand. And I always say, if you cross me, I'll never forget the fact that you crossed me. And that's a whole nother story as we continue on to do what we do here on Tell the Truth and Shame the Devil. That clown that I just put up to you, Lee Harris, had the audacity along with the other clowns that was a part of the lawsuit where the judge put a stay or a stop for the National Guards no longer to walk the streets of Memphis. But I give Governor Lee kudos for saying that he is going to appeal it. He's got to make sure that it's done within the next 2 weeks. And understand something. If you don't understand anything else, the governor of the state is not going to allow clowns from Memphis, Tennessee to turn around and try to overrule what he has put in place. You need to just understand that. If you don't know politics, understand that the governor versus these clowns that we have that you put into office. And I was thinking, those clowns that you can go to my Facebook page and you got their name and position as to where position they hold. And they jumped on the snake, as I call Lee Harris. They jumped on the snake bandwagon. And we must cut all of these snakes off politically by the head. The king snake, who decided to go against what you said, 85% of the survey that they did, and most citizens of Memphis welcome the National Guards here. But these snakes, the king snake being the leader of this, is Lee Harris. And then you have these other snakes that fall into the snake pit of Lee Harris, But we got to let them know that Lee Harris, the king snake, and all other the snakes that put their name on that lawsuit against you, and I said this and I stress to you, it is against you, the one who feel protected. It is against you that you feel safe enough to sit on your porch, drink your tea. Your son is feel safe enough to come outside and play his trumpet and tune his skills. Because before and these snakes that was in charge could not do what is being done in this city and county right now. But they want you to feel like they done something. They want their name on this injunction or this lawsuit that was filed against the governor of the state of Tennessee. They want you to think, oh, there's something big, but they haven't did anything but cut off their own head. And we, as the citizens of Memphis, have to cut their heads off. We are and will be better than any recall position or law that would be put in place. I literally, as I said to you on yesterday, I don't believe that the recall will pass because, first of all, we don't have enough votes to pass it in Nashville. The Republicans are the supermajority in the House and in the Senate. They're not really going to pass this law because that means all over the state of Tennessee that any elected official as it relates to being in Nashville, Memphis, or anywhere else can be recalled. So that's more than likely it won't pass, but I have to give Representative Harris enough gumption to stand up and say, I'm going to put it before the committee and see if it can come to the floor and see if the Senate will sign off on it and if they do. But likely, I don't think so. Unlikely, I believe that it will not pass. But I give him the kudos for being a representative to stand up. We have had others say that they would look at it, but he came out and said, I will draw up the bill and I will present it. And let's see what happens in regard to that. But it may not pass. But the best thing that we can do and show these people we are better than the law of recall by voting these people out who signed off on this lawsuit. And like I said, you go to my Facebook page, you'll look down and see from Mayor Lee Harris all the way down to Senator uh, Yarbrough, who signed off on this, as well as Gabby Salinas and J.B. Smiley, uh, Erica Sugarman, Henry Brooks, and some others who put their name on it. Let us take them down. Let us send them to the House and let them know that they are not large and in charge and they are not bigger than we are, the voters who put them into office. Every now and then you have to do what they call a political spanking. And when we spanked them in 2026, when we spanked them same school board members who's taking your money now, this is how they manipulate. This is how they play with your tax dollars. When they let one uh, public relation uh, group, Carter Malone group, then they go get another group out of New York City, supposed to be public relation group. Basically, it says to me, I got mine, now you get yours. And you have in place a public relation group that's inside of the Memphis and Shelby County School Board. Now you're saying that public relation group couldn't do the job, so you got Carter Malone group. They came in and made money, and then they reached back out of New York City and got another public relation group and said, "But guess what? We got ours now. You come on in Memphis, Tennessee, and get yours and give your 2 cents and get your money." See, it's buddies taking care of buddies. from the school board who hired the Carter Malone group to the other who was represented by the Carter Malone group to come in and get paid as well. They are playing with your tax dollars and it's time out. And the best thing that we can do, those six, again, two was absent, but on that board to vote to hire a lawyer to try to reverse what the county commission got right when they said that the school board members and the county commission have to run again. Well, some of the school board members who just got elected and doing 2 years gonna have to run for 4 years. Now you realize in this short period of time who are some of the buffoons that's on the school board. You got six of them that voted to get rid of Dr. Fagan. And I'm gonna show you how God works if you really look at it. You know, God works in mysterious ways. You know, the song that says, He works in mysterious ways. Now, here we are. You find a woman, a superintendent by the name of Dr. Marie Fagan, who served as our superintendent, and she was going to drain the swamp. She got to looking at uh, contracts that was given to individuals on a 11-year, 10-year basis that was supposed to be tutoring our children, getting that type of money, millions of dollars, 11 million plus, to do this over a period of time. And the contract came up, and she looked at it and saw that, look, we paying this kind of money to this organization, and our children still cannot pass the basic skill test. So she was a little hesitant, in my opinion, to sign off on that. And you know the story that she said she was confronted by the individual along with J.B. Smiley. J.B. Smiley told her, as the record shows, that you don't do anything without coming before me first. He denied it. You know, he said he's like a snake oil salesman too. You better watch and you better not believe anything, in my opinion, that he says. He wants to be slick. But we want to show J.B. Smiley. We want to show anybody else, those six that was a part of getting rid of Dr. Marie Fagan. Now let us come together and you make the decision to find out whether Dr. Marie Fagan needs to be the Shelby County mayor. You got some local jokers, ocals, and all that other crap that's running, that taking one position from another position, getting paid off of the backs of the people in Memphis and Shelby County. Some go, and just think about this a minute. They go from the school board to the city council, from the city council to the clerk's office, from the clerk's office on up to the mayor's office. They stay in these elected positions in state legislators for 20, 30 years. Why? Because they're feeding off of the food and the finance that you are giving them by being a taxpayer. Now, if you're qualified in any position and you have stayed in that position a while and you understand the position that you're finna run for, then by all means you run for it. But I'm getting sick and tired of individuals who have not paid their due to understand the process of any clerk's office or any city council position or county commission position. You got to have some kind of a background, some kind of understanding. As I look at Jamaica White, uh, if I'm pronouncing her name right, I got to look over here. But City Councilwoman White, who said on the news the other day that she didn't know whether the fire department could get the 2% or whatever percent raise it was that they needed. So they discussed it and they tabled it. You ask the people to stay in Memphis, Tennessee and serve you, whether it be from the fire department, the police department, the sheriff department. You ask them to stay here and want to work for peanuts. These people have families. I was a first responder. I worked for the sheriff's department from 78, from 78, correct, all the way up, uh, and did it for a long time. I worked there. I understand what it is to feed your family off of the taxpayers' money as a first responder. But I don't understand what individual whom we never heard of before they ran, and they ran off of name and respect for uncles, cousin, or whatever, and they got elected because so many of you respected my good friend, the late Reverend Ralph White, which was connected to uh, City Councilwoman uh, White. I believe Ralph was her cousin or uncle, and she ran and she won. But now you're sitting in the seat and you want to speak against the same people, Councilwoman White. You're saying you don't know whether or not you can afford it at this time. You're okaying things by way of a hotel. You knew that 22 point something million that you voted on to pass this to buy the hotel, but yet City Councilwoman White, you don't know if you can give a 2% or Mayor Paul Young, whether you can give a 5% to the people that you promised and the union that you promised, then you backpedaling. See, ladies and gentlemen, it comes down to the people that you're putting in charge. First of all, and foremost, the people who help keep us safe come before any hotel. The people who help you to sleep at night, for you to go to work and not be carjacked, you to go to a service station, get gas, and not be killed. Those are the people you want to put on the front line, but yet you want them to work for peanuts. Those people have families, like I did. Those have wives and children, those individuals that have, and sometimes I get a little hype when I go to thinking about the mentality of the people that we have put into office. Uh, what can I say? They just come down to being right, stupid in some of the comments. And as I listened to her saying this, and I got to put her picture, put it in here so I can throw a picture up and let you know exactly who she is and the comments she made. I'll put the video up later on the website at memphisrealtalk.com. And whenever I hear representative, whether it be on the school board, county commission, or state, talk about they don't know whether they should do this for the first responder. We look at the Memphis Police Department and how we losing good, qualified, and talented individuals who are going to other cities who get a $20,000 bonus by signing with the Dallas Police Department, the Houston Police Department, San Antonio Police Department. They get bonuses up front, and then they end up getting a starting payment of 72,000 a year. That enticed them to go to another place and be able to provide for their family. They go work there, and when they retire, they come back here and they got a decent retirement in life. But only crooks that we have here get reelected, excuse me, that get reelected twice to get a huge retirement from the sheriff department, like Floyd Bunner, and you know his leadership, and you see what has happened. If you want to die, they say go to 201 Poplar. Sooner or later you're gonna die because the record shows that people are dying in 201 Poplar. Some people said that they would rather go to Mississippi jail and they feel safer being in Mississippi jail than they be in 201 Poplar. Now that's saying a lot. If one people want to go to Mississippi and be held, as opposed to being held here in 201 Poplar, there is a problem. And the leadership, ladies and gentlemen, is just our problem. When we get rid of this leadership and start a new beginning and move forward and study these individuals and tell these individuals that if you want to be a city council person, go down to the city council, take time, not just jump up and run because you can, take time to learn out what they do as a city council. Every position I ever ran for, I was qualified because I drove all the way to Nashville when I ran for the positions in Nashville. I was down at the city council in the committee meetings, in the full council meeting, watching and listening. The same thing in the county commission, in their committee meeting. I was there. In the full county commission, I was there because I wanted to know exactly what I would be doing and what to do when I get there. Put my feet on the ground and start running because guess what? I had the experience. I pastored for 32 years in this city. I attended many board meetings with many parishioners and made sure that I knew how to hold a meeting and to do the right thing. But then when you just wake up one morning and say, I want to run for mayor, never been in a position of authority, never knew anything about the Robert Rules of Order or the procedure for the office that you're running for. And as a result of that, we got what we have here in Memphis, Tennessee, the number one most violent city in America. And I'm going to have to research to see if we have fallen out of that ranking. See how Detroit, Chicago, California, New York City, see how they knocked us out of the position. Now, think about what I just said. And all of the cities that I called, New York, Chicago, Detroit, California, okay? All of those cities, we rank higher than those cities. I'm talking about millions of people versus the 600 plus thousand that we have. If we are higher than California with over 8 or 4, whatever million they have, more than we have in the state of California, more than we have in the state of Texas, more than we have in New York, we rank more than Detroit, we rank more than Chicago. That tells you that we have the poor leadership in charge of the Memphis Police Department, in charge of the county mayor and the city mayor's office. Because if we had the strong leadership, like New York turned around their problem, California and others turn around their problem that they are no longer or never have been number one. But Memphis, Tennessee, with only 600,000 people, can be number one over all of those states as the most violent city in America. You can't get around it, ladies and gentlemen. It is the leadership. And for us to do better, we got to learn to do better. We got to step up to the plate and make a change and start it. And see, it really makes me wonder when I hear people. And your mayor, Paul Young, has said it. And he talked to it, the point. What will we do once the city, the state troopers and the task force leave Memphis? What will we do? That says to me, you don't know what you're doing. That says to me, you don't have enough sense to sit down with the leadership in this city, whether it be the county, the state, or the city, and come together and say, once these people leave this city, what are we going to do? How will we do it? But we too busy buying hotels. We want to put the taxpayers' dollars in the wrong place. And in that wrong place, we are not benefiting, we are suffering. For these clowns out here talking about we don't need the National Guard, or we feel sorry for people who are in this community illegal. I don't feel sorry for anyone who's doing anything, whether it's in this country illegally. You are a criminal. And I put the reason why I can call you a criminal because I put the statutes of what you are when you become an illegal individual entering into this country not the proper way. So you look at it and read it, maybe you get an understanding of why we have a group called ICE. And you can understand what is happening to our country as a whole. Come into the city, come into the country the right way. And I said on yesterday, 200 people were sworn in not many months ago as United States citizens, and some became citizens here in this city that we call Memphis, Tennessee. They did it the right way. And the only thing all my life I've always wanted to do it the right way. Other people want to skate and slide and slip and do the wrong thing. But what's wrong with doing the right thing? You do it the right way. You don't have to wonder if you're going to get that knock on your door at night coming in and saying, guess what? You've been here illegally for all of these years. Now we're sending you back. And if you want to come back here, you got to come through the proper channel. You can come if you are a victim of that government in which you live. Ask for asylum. You can come in the right way. If they feel that you need it, then you can come into uh, this country. State Representative Kalina came in by way, and I was looking at her story, as a child through St. Jude, and now she is a state representative. She made a bad decision, in my opinion, to sign off on this lawsuit. And we have to show her and all the rest of them that you made a mistake for doing that. And for that mistake, we're going to slap you politically. And we're going to take that seat that you hold dearly to. We're going to take it away from you because you went against what the people want. And to those people who violence have not come to your home, and you are saying you don't want the protection, I hope and pray that violence never come to your home. But every day, violence is coming to someone's home. Someone is losing a father, a husband, a wife, a mother, a sister, a brother, a aunt, or an uncle because of the violence that exists in Memphis, Tennessee. And you all have the audacity to say, we don't need the peacekeeper. We don't need the men and women who sacrifice, leaving their home to come here and protect you. And you running around here saying that we don't need the help. You got to be outside of your mind to think and to say that you don't want the task force. You don't want the National Guard here. There is a difference in Memphis, Tennessee, because of the presence of the National Guard. It's a threat without being a threat. Knowing that you're sitting around here with your pea shooters and you got to click on it. And now you're looking at people, and I carry the same weapon in the United States Marine Corps. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. These little AR-15 with the clicks that these people are running around before the National Guards got here, what they carry is a pop gun. These criminals, based on what the National Guards are carrying, if it is needed. Do you see anybody running around at night while these people are putting their lives at risk for you? Do you see them carjacking as many? Do you see them robbing as many? There was a shooting in the Wolf Chase Mall the other day, and I got that on the website. Individual said that somebody bumped into his wife, and that started off a shooting. If you're in the mall, somebody bumped in your wife, they somebody know how to say excuse me, but do it come down to shooting? It's a problem that we have, but only until we decide that we are going to do something about this situation that we have in our city. And I say to you, everything stop at the top. And what we need to do is to clear the top. Once we clear these unqualified individuals and put in people who really care about you, and once we wipe the slate clean of those people who have been around and you're not feeling any better, any safer under their leadership, once you get rid of them, then you got something better than a recall petition. They know now, look, they got this person and that person. I could be next if I'm not talking about the conditions of this community that I represent, the potholes. How many people have had to go and get their car aligned because of potholes? How many people have drove down the street at night, it was so dark, you didn't know it was a pothole, and you hit it and it looked like it tore up your front end? I can say I have. Driving down in the community and hitting potholes that I didn't see. You have done it. But you got people in place that's supposed to be making sure that your potholes are filled. They supposed to be hollering and screaming and saying, listen, Mayor, we want you to get these people over here to take care of the business in our district. But if you want to know what business is really being taken care of, if you want to know who are the real representatives, drive out toward East Memphis. Go down Poplar from 201 Poplar all the way down to the 2040 Expressway toward Germantown. Let's go down Poplar. Go down Walnut Grove. You'll see who the true representatives are because those areas are taken care of by their representative. But go to North Memphis and South Memphis and tell me what kind of representative you have representing you and show you how bad they are. The people that represent North and South Memphis, these clowns wanted to take the jail from 201 and put it in the heart of New Chicago. But the New Chicago members had backbone. They stood up. They said, we're not going to let you ride our back. We're not going to bow down to you because you are an elected official and allow you to bring this 201 Poplar to where old Firestone tire plant used to be. They said, hell to the no, to the no, no. And they told them, if you bring it there, we going to make sure that you no longer sit in that seat that we put you in. And they heard New Chicago loud and clear. other communities need to do the same. And once these people hear you and understand that you mean business, then you will get the representation that East Memphis, Walnut Grove, Poplar is getting. You would get that represented. Then they will have to spend money in your community, beautifying your community and your community like East Memphis. Your community looked the way it looked in North and South Memphis, first of all, because you got the wrong people representing you with no backbone. You first got to find people that speak truth to power, that don't rely and depend on making a living off of you all of their lives. So that's all they want to do is sit in the chair and make decisions and never really get out and get a job. Some got a job, others just rely on you, the taxpayer. And it's time out for that. It's time for you to do what's right for you. And let me do this as I get ready to leave you this evening. Again, let me say to all of those who's jumping in this race for the Shelby County mayor and other races, we'll talk about each one of these races as we get the list and the filing deadline as to who's going to file and who's going to withdraw and find out who are the individuals that are running for these positions. I will be calling them, asking them to come and talk to you on this program, or I'll be going to where they are, doing interviews and record it and bring it back and put it up to you to listen to the interview. I'm going to do that. That is my commitment to you, the citizens of this community, to show you, find out who is Sam Jones or Susie Lou who decide they want to run. Let's look into Susie Lou or James Jones and find out what qualification he has, and we'll talk about it. I will be bringing political analysts, people who really know the political process, people I know that will speak truth to power and tell you these people are not qualified or this individual is qualified to be a representative of yours. And understand, we will talk to these people and we will say to them, if you do not do what the people want you to do, then we coming at you. And the bottom line, we'll do our own personal recall if the recall don't pass this year. Some say it may take 2 years. To me, that's just putting it off. It shouldn't take that long. You ought to be able to pass certain laws within the session that you are there. And they put it off. They table it and goes on and on and on for them to say, oh, we're working on this. Or send me back. We're working on it. In the ninth congressional district, you got Steve Cohen saying he needs to be there with experience. But I say to you, what has Steve Cohen done for the ninth congressional district that affect you over the last 28, almost 30 years? He's gotten rich, as they say. He went in, pretty much broke his jaw, but now he's worth between $6 to $10 million. And how did he get there? He got there off the back of the people in the ninth congressional district that got hookweed, bamboozled, and ran him up to keep sending him back there and receiving nothing. And one of my friends talked to me and he started laughing. He said, man, you made the analogy of a political pimp and the people who voted are political hoes. He said, man, I appreciate that analogy because that is so true. We put people in office who get up there and do nothing, but the constituents are the one out on the street making the money for them and turning it over to them, and they do nothing for them, being you, as the pimp will do nothing for the hoe. So what does that make you when you put people in office that benefit from you as a prostitute, being out in the rain as a citizen, giving them your vote, which give them a paycheck in the tune of $10 million? As the pimp would say, B, get out there and get me my money. And that's what representative. If they are not saying anything for you or doing anything, they are saying, vote for me and make me make money. I'm Jennings Bernard. You've been listening to Tell the Truth and Shame the Devil. I'm going to see if I can reach Dr. Marie Fagan. And once she gets started to come in, and others who want to come in and talk to me and talk to you, we're going to do it. I hope that you become a political host to these political pimps. In the words of my grandmother, she always said, if it's the Lord's will and the creek don't rise, we'll see you on tomorrow. Something to think about. Always remember what I said. Trust everyone, but do not trust the devil inside of them. God bless you. May he keep you, and we'll talk to you because we tell the truth and shame the devil. Have a good evening.